Rebecca. So, welcome to the 24-hour ultimate reading marathon, reading Onyx Storm. I pre-ordered this book in February 2024. It is January 2025. We're gonna run to Target because my book bestie is coming over and we're doing a sleepover. We're inside Target. I just thought, maybe you're really a violent little thing, aren't you? Okay, let's go to the snacks and the drinks. I think we're at the energy drinks. I found yerba mate and I found Alani. I'm gonna get one of these. I'm gonna go with this peach one. What if I get two of one that she doesn't like? I feel like she probably likes peach. So we'll get two of these. Okay, now we just need to go into the candy and snack. Well, not candy necessarily, just snack section. Strawberries. Sour gummy worms. So we'll get some of these. I kind of want to try the strawberry sour patch Kids. Yes, this is what I'm talking about. Makeup products. I want to restock the shampoo and conditioner in my guest bathroom. Bags are secured, so I'll see you guys tomorrow for the ultimate first time 24-hour reading marathon. Good morning. It's the next day. We have our coffee and our tea. It's like 7 a.m. and we are so ready to read Onyx Storm.
I'm so excited. I do want to go through our theories though.
Okay.
I have tried not to look at theories over the last couple of weeks because I don't want to get my hopes up.
Same.
But last night some got me. I'm like fully believing them. Hold on, I saved them on TikTok. Now that TikTok is back. Okay, so the first one, which I actually kind of believe, is that Violet's dad is the sage and her mom was looking for a cure to bring him home, which is why she kept her mouth shut and why Venom can't kill Violet and only capture her alive. Mm-hmm. We agree.
That one seems like the most plausible one.
I think so too. Also, I don't know if you saw Rebecca's playlist for this. You guys. It has Bury a Friend by Billie Eilish. We've got New Romantics, which is great. Okay, that's good for us. But then further down, we've got Favorite Crime, Tolerate It by Taylor Swift. We've got Sign of the Times by Harry Styles, False God. What About Us? Like, I fear there's a breakup coming for us in here.
Someone said this book is gonna be like Violet's awakening. And she's gonna be like total badassery in this book.
I hope so.
And I'm like, that needs to happen.
They never burnt Liam. They buried him, so he will become Venom.
I have seen people say, so okay, do you know the whole theory about how she saw him right before she was gonna die?
Yeah.
And I think that doesn't have anything to do with her second signet. I don't think that has anything to do with anything. I just think she saw him and like that was it. I think people are reading too much into it. Like, I don't think Liam is coming back. I think Liam is under the ground for good.
Okay, but then someone else was saying how they don't speak of the dead. And so Violet's dad never had a name. We never know his name, but we still hear of Liam. So could it be that he just didn't fully die? This is just me hoping that Liam isn't dead.
I mean, no, we all hope that Liam isn't dead, but I don't know. His death just seemed too final. There's more significance to his death with like him being dead than him coming, because if he comes back to life, I feel like I'd be like, oh. Whereas, like, if he died, it'd be like, oh my god, like, that death was, like, crazy,
that death was crazy, yeah.
I'm literally so stressed right now. I'm reading the synopsis right now on Bookmori. After nearly 18 months at Biscayeth War College, Violet Sorrengail knows there's no more time for lessons, no more time for uncertainty, because the battle has truly begun, and with enemies closing in from outside their walls and within their ranks, it's impossible to know who to trust. Now Violet must journey beyond the failing Oresian wards. Oresian? To seek allies from unfamiliar lands to stand with Navarre. The trip will test every bit of her wit, luck, and strength, but she will do anything to save what she loves: her dragons, her family, her home, and him. Even if it means keeping his secret so big it could destroy everything. They need an army. They need power. They need magic. And they need the one thing only Violet can find: the truth. Wait,
The truth?
So is her second signet a truth signet?
Is she a truth sayer then? Is that why he always asks her, like, ask me the question?
Yeah.
That could be it. That could be it.
So because this, if she is, this would be like a literal nail on the head.
Oh my god.
Like foreshadowing. But a storm is coming and not everyone can survive its wrath.
I'm panicking.
Okay, we should just start reading. Don't stop reading. Stop reading.
Sorry.
Okay, wait, are you recording?
Yes.
Okay, you ready? Set.
Just press start.
Go.
Ooh.
Wait, what is that?
Wait, I like this.
Wait, what is this? Okay.
It has all the dragons and who they're bonded with. And
Lightning
their
wheel.
signet.
Okay. Reading intentions. Oh, the following text has been faithfully transcribed. Oh my god, we're just going straight into it.
I'm afraid to start.
Oh, did you start already?
Okay, I'm going.
No, we're just like diving straight in.
Yeah.
My heart rate. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not remembering half these names right now.
No.
Wait.
No. Wait. What? Hold on, I have to go back. Oh,
Are you ahead of me?
I'm a little ahead of you.
Okay. Do you need me to stop at a certain page?
No, it's fine. Just stop after the chapter.
Wait, this was the part that she
That she released.
Yeah. Wait. Who the fuck is Ghislaine?
Who?
Who the fuck is?
Oh, I don't fucking know that is.
Okay, wait. I need to bring this. I need to bring this camera closer.
We need to discuss. I'm freaking out. And Darna?
No, and Darna.
And Darna. Being able to change what her powers are, basically, or the strength of them.
Yeah, and the fact that it's literally already in the first chapter, just like solidified that she can cure, or alter at least.
Yeah, the venom.
The venom. So like basically, that theory's already like
That theory's approved.
approved. It's
She
done.
is the cure, I think.
She is the cure. But okay, also, where's Taryn?
I don't know.
And where she said, I need to find the rest of my family.
Yeah.
So where are all the other dragons? Like, did they go?
So I don't think she's talking about the other dragons. I think she's talking about the rest of her kind. Because she said that now that they know who I am, or like what I am, they're going to want to look for them. So let's look for them like on our own terms. I feel like Taryn is probably with Scale because she's obviously pissed at Xaden for what
he did. Yeah.
So I'm guessing he's with her. I am shooketh to my core, to say the least.
And the fact that Jack Barlow is literally like not torturing, but like he's with Xaden right now.
Yeah.
Why is he with Xaden?
I think he's like higher up with the venom than we think.
And also, did you see that part when she was talking to the two guards and she was like something like the venom basically we killed like your general?
Yeah.
And I'm like, wait.
Yeah.
So the venom are in charge of the guards too? Like the guards are venom? Or like they are a part of they're like recruited with the venom?
They're guarding Jack and Xaden.
Yeah.
So yes.
But the way she was talking to them was like as if they were just like regular old schmegular guards.
Yeah, I don't know.
We already needed discussion.
We already needed discussion. Panicking.
It's only been 10 minutes.
It's been literally...
It's literally been...
10 minutes and 17 seconds.
It's literally been 10 minutes. I'm not well.
I fear we are not prepared for this.
Oh my god, the way she just spewed so much information in 10 minutes. Also, I was not expecting for us to just go full on ham into the book. It was literally like, we ended the second book, and if you're reading them back to back...
Yeah, there would be no pause.
It's literally... It was like, just go. Literally from the start, which like... is good in a sense because then it's not like a slow start again.
Right.
But also, holy, I was not.
We just got thrown in. Maybe we should have reread the last couple chapters of Iron Flame. But that's okay. We're already in it.
No,
it's too late.
There's no going back.
Late.
There's no going back. That was the prologue that we also just talked about. So because we finished and then we're like, all right, let's go to reading, and then it was said chapter 1, and we were like, oh, fun.
Oh, that's how we start. That's how we started.
Read for about like 40 minutes, and we are in chapter 3.
3.
Yeah, we're on chapter 3 right now.
Did
you forget that?
Okay, let's talk Xaden real quick because...
Oh yeah, so at the end of chapter 2,
yeah,
he was like, oh, I can feel them, they can feel me.
Yeah.
So clearly he's still part venom, if he isn't fully venom. But why are his eyes normal?
It said he's an initiate, so it like fades.
Or
but then eventually they become like really red, and that's when they start getting like all the veins and stuff.
Okay, so because he's still new to it, he doesn't have it yet.
Right.
Okay.
So he can still like fly under the radar, which is interesting.
But they can feel him. They can sense him.
Yeah.
And he can sense them.
And he can sense them. The one thing that I think is really annoying is the fact that he doesn't want any of the riders to leave for the sole purpose that he knows he can't like wield against Violet where they are right now. But then that's like holding them back. I know, we love her, but let her go. Also, I just want to know, I was right about
the masks. Or the
masks
hoods.
and the squad, or not
The
the scribes.
scribes.
The scribes.
Yeah.
I was right. I'm just throwing that out there.
Yeah, you were right.
And by me was right, I mean the people on TikTok who convinced me of it were right.
They were right. They were right. So it was the scribes.
It was the scribes. Also, it might be too late to say this, but spoilers ahead.
Which do we want to just end at chapter 4 since the chapters have been pretty long? Or do we want to just go for?
I would go a little longer.
Go for like an hour.
Yeah.
Do we want to set an alarm?
Sure.
She sent this.
Yeah.
To obviously.
Just some.
No, to Violet's dad.
Wait. Hold on.
Because unsent correspondence of General Lilith Soaringale.
God's. Well, no, it says God's help her, my love. We don't know if her love is the dad.
No, God's help her. Like, no, she's saying it like, and if her first
it
two
does
ladies...
say, I'm afraid our daughter has atrocious...
Yes, like, God's help her, my love. I'm afraid our daughter has atrocious taste in men. Calling him my love.
Yeah.
Meaning he is not... Unless this is like a diary of hers because it's unsent correspondence. But it's also said it's unsent. Meaning... there was an intention for it to be sent.
Yeah.
Instead of recovered correspondence.
Yeah.
It's unsent.
Yeah.
So her dad is definitely alive.
Her dad is alive, I think.
So then the theory of him being Venom...
That doesn't really work, though, because why would she be talking to him if he were Venom?
Because maybe he is also like Zayden, where like...
And he's like or the inside or something?
Yeah, or he's like maybe the head of Venom, but like not. I don't know. I'm afraid our daughter has atrocious... And then what is that about?
Yeah.
Atrocious taste in men.
Because wasn't she the one... Well, technically she's...
Well, she was the one who
like,
cursed
Zayden.
the whole family.
Right.
So, like, does she know something? Because obviously at the end of the book, like, she has her flaws. We're not saying Lilith is a good guy.
Right.
But at the same time, she also wasn't necessarily a bad guy.
Yeah.
So does she know something about the, rebellions that they were maybe working with the Venom to do something? And... Or maybe, I don't know. But, I feel like she knows something about the rebellions, and that's why she would have killed them all off to begin with, that we don't know. That's actually bad.
Agreed. She has to know something. The audacity. The audacity right now.
I know. Who the fuck do they think they are?
What do they think they are?
Humans don't make rules for dragons. Tara needs to go in there and fucking blow some fire.
Yeah, I can... Tara, just, smoke these people.
Honestly. Oh. My heavens.
Hold on, I have to stop.
Sorry. Okay, we just finished, or I just finished chapter 5, and I need a snack because my stomach will not stop speaking to me. So we're gonna go grab some snackies that we got at Target earlier. Bought the cheddar goldfish. We have Vicks chips. I got sour gummy worms, strawberries. I wanted to try it because you know the watermelon one?
Yeah.
Okay, so the watermelon one's so good, but they didn't have the watermelon one, and I was like, maybe the strawberry one is good. And it's not as good, but it's still it's better than regular Sour Patch. Okay. We also have poppy drinks if we want a fun little soda if we don't want to waste the energy drinks right now. Okay. Do we want some goldfish and maybe some candy and make a little mixy bowl? Okay. This is our beautiful hey, that's not for you. This is our beautiful snack salad. Girl lunch. That's 13.5 hours. Mm-hmm. So it's about on par. Do we want to go over thoughts? Yeah. We have read for an hour and 32 minutes. We're 10 pages in, or 10% in. So we're assuming it'll basically take us 13 and a half hours. The Venom and the silver hair. Yeah. Because I think it was in chapter 2 or 3. I don't know I don't remember which chapter it was in. They were like running through this corridor, and they saw the two Venom trying to get in to see Jack. The one with silver hair like looked over her shoulder and then poofed into thin air, but they mentioned she had silver hair, and I was like, ooh, mention. Then in the previous chapter just now, one of the kids, and again, Shanique mentioned this in her vlog, but the names, they're all mixed up for me.
It's just a jumble in my head.
I don't know who's who anymore. I barely know the main characters as it is. I'm like, I keep mixing up the characters. One of the good guys, they mentioned like, oh, wasn't it weird that Venom had silver hair? And the other one goes, oh, that's not weird. That's like the least weird thing because everybody's hair gets gray over time.
But they didn't say gray.
But that guy said gray, but the other guy said silver. So now the silver hair and Venom with silver hair were mentioned twice within 10% of this book.
So obviously that has a really big significance, and it brings back the theory of, is Violet Venom or part Venom?
If she were part Venom, I feel like she would have had to been conceived when her dad was Venom already.
Wait.
No?
Wait, no. Okay, maybe. I don't know. Wait.
What?
I think I just made this whole connection in my head. This is gonna be so wrong. Watch. You know how her signet isn't necessarily lightning, it's like just power, she just wields it as lightning, right?
Well, we're theorizing that's not confirmed.
Okay, well was basically confirmed in Iron Flame.
Okay.
What if that's because she is part Venom, so lightning is like she's just getting power from like the literal physical earth. And like lightning is something that happens with the weather.
But if she is like consistently part Venom,
yeah,
why does she have no symptoms? And also, wouldn't she have shown herself? Wouldn't there have been little bits and pieces of her childhood of her already wielding from the earth without her controlling it? Shall we get back to reading?
Yes.
Okay. Silver hair. What? Where the fuck does a tornado come from? No. No. Oh, fuck that.
Mm-hmm.
That was fucked up. I'm literally crying.
Yeah.
I'm literally crying.
Yeah. She really just did that to us.
We're so fucked. That was 16% in.
Yeah. She really did. Did you finish the chapter?
No, I just finished that one scene.
Okay.
I literally just finished. Is it close to the end of the chapter?
Yeah.
I'm assuming so. Tarn, they hit the side of a cliff or a mountain or fucking whatever, and he stopped breathing. She couldn't feel him through the bond, and Darna couldn't feel him through the bond. He wasn't breathing. They were free falling and landed on the ground and freaking dove into the ground. And we thought he was dead, and then he started breathing after they hit the fucking ground. Well, if I was tired, I'm not tired anymore.
Like, she really just threw that in there as in, like
hee hee.
Yeah, it's whatever.
Ouch. That was a wild fucking ride. I'm on chapter 11. No, chapter 12. Where am I? I'm about to start chapter 11.
I'm on chapter 12. But still, a wild ride. First, she basically almost kills off Tarn.
Yeah.
Doesn't, thankfully, but basically almost kills him off. Garrick has a second signet that nobody knew about, and dude can literally manipulate, like, time or something. I don't even know. Yeah.
Because she's like, oh, there's no way you got to me in time.
No.
With wind. And he just ignored it.
Yeah, he found out 40 minutes beforehand. Villain number 2 is there's however you say her name.
Like Stephanie. Theophany? We're gonna go with that. Theophany is these. Do you remember the silver-haired Venom that we were talking about? She made a comeback. Her name is Theophany. And she basically set a trap and was waiting for Violet and for everybody else to go try to save May's.
No, Marin's.
There's too many M's.
Yeah, Marin's family, because they had gone to like this little village. That's like where they flee to. So they went to go try to save them because they saw smoke and stuff. Come to find out, her parents are already dead, but her two little brothers are fine.
Yeah.
But Theophany was there and basically was like, we're two alike, you and I, like our fates are intertwined. She has the silver hair.
Yep, she wields lightning. Which also, she was just like, Violet was just talking to Garrick, and then all of a sudden, Garrick asked her a question about something, and she, like, a lightning strikes 20 feet from them, and then Garrick is like, oh, like, what, you didn't have to do that, and she's like, I didn't, and then all you hear is, I did. And they turn around, and it's Theophany.
And she's there. And you know she can, like, basically dissolve and leave.
Yes, and she, like Shanique said, she said that their fates are intertwined, and she's like, well, because Violet was trying to already stab her, like, she threw 2 knives at her, and in thin air, she just, phew. So she's literally giving, like, witch vibes, like, magic witch vibes.
Yeah. She also was like, you mortals, blah, 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 meaning that she's immortal, and has probably been living for thousands of years.
Yeah, and also, Shanique and I think Theophany and Violet are sisters.
Yeah.
Because the banter gave sister vibes. The whole, oh, we're interconnected. Yep. The twin lightning wielding. Which, like, to be fair, if she's that powerful, she could be wielding a ton of stuff, and lightning was just what she decided to because Violet was there. But also, like, the way she just talked to her gave sister vibes.
Do we think? No.
Wait, speak.
Do we? Okay, 100% sister vibes. Because there's also the tornado that came out of nowhere. And wasn't Violet's mom, like, couldn't she do something with the weather?
Yeah, Violet's mom was the weather because she could, like, make storms and stuff.
What if Theophany made the tornado?
Well, I thought that she did.
Right, so she has, like, the weather coming from Violet's mom.
But Violet said that.
But also, though, that doesn't make sense. Unless it's, like, a family thing.
I need my heart rate to settle down. I can't keep living at such a high heart rate. And I was at one point, I was like getting tired. But then this happened and now I'm like fully ready to go. We're taking a little snacky dinner break. We ended up ordering food. We got some PDQ, tendies, fries, and some sauce.
But I still don't understand how it's...
Even when we do pause, it's for literally like 30 seconds. Mm-hmm. When we do stop for an actual like checkpoint, it's like 10 minutes max.
Yeah.
If that.
So I have no idea how we're losing all this time. We went from having like 12 hours of buffer time to now having like 4. Mm-hmm. So definitely not a lot of sleep is going to be happening.
Ignore the boxes, we're moving. But we are settled into the living room. We found Fourth Wing, but more specifically, we found Onyx Storm Vizgayeth. Vizgayeth?
Sure.
Vizgayeth. I don't know how to say it. Anyway, YouTube ambiance, and so we're gonna be listening to that while we read here on the couch. Also, we're literally only like 20% in, and it's currently. So bad. Wait, actually, what percentage am I actually at? Hold on. I'm at 21%. You're probably a little further.
22.
Oh, so like literally not even by much. Got myself a poppy drink and I put it into my Esokatano cup because it's bubbly and I feel like it'll keep me awake until I'm trying to reserve the energy drinks until 7 p.m. It's already 5:37 and I technically am on page 158 on Kindle and it says I've read for 3 hours and 30 minutes today. How?
No, I don't know.
As fast as this book is going and there's literally something happening in every single chapter, I still feel like...
It makes no sense.
Like we have gotten nowhere. All right, we're locked in. Let's do it. Book came. It came. We're only like, I don't know.
Halfway through.
Almost halfway through the book and it finally came the physical copy, but it's fine.
Thankfully we have our Kindles because can you imagine having to wait until now to start reading? Stop.
Oh my god, it says $33 US.
Dang. So that pre-sale price really came in handy. Let's see her.
The spine.
See her. Oh my god.
Get this shit out of the way. Look at her.
Oh my god, she's beautiful. Oh, the cover.
Wait, I have to see what.
Oh my god, and it's like shiny too.
Okay, it's just a black. No. What a crisp book. Oh my god, but it's
crisp?
literally shiny. She's just so beautiful. Okay, wait, I need to know if Corden or whatever, that one location is south. I don't even see it on here.
See it on here. Yeah, it is south.
Okay, so it's literally in the southernmost thing.
Yeah.
So she has to go from here.
Yep. All the way down there.
Damn. Oh no, they're in Biscaya. So she has to go from here to here.
Yep.
Oh, I see. The veil is right there. Oh, okay.
She's so
Oh,
pretty.
this looks so much better in the book.
This looks so much better here.
It's a non-stop thrilling adventure. So will we not actually get a slow?
No. Oh my god, I love that she had to put a warning for
A trigger
this.
warning.
I thought it was way further in.
We are literally here. 170?
This is like where the
so
Kindle
little.
messes me up. 527. So my Kindle shows like 754.
Okay, update. It's currently 9:20 p.m. We are 37% in. This is taking a lot longer. But honestly, we're almost halfway. So we have to
And
be
I will say, I'm getting
happy.
more into it now. Because I think that was also the problem is that in
Yeah.
the first half, there was so much happening that I just like, I liked it. Don't get me wrong. Like I was definitely gasping every 5 seconds.
No, I even cried already.
Yeah. But I feel like I was still trying to figure out, and maybe because we didn't do the reread, but I was still trying to figure out like,
Who was who?
who was who, what was going on. Like I was trying to remember everything from like the last 2 books to like
Yeah.
put pieces together. And now in the last 2 hours, I feel like I've been flying through it.
Yeah. The whole town kind of looked like it was almost like an abandoned town.
Right.
And it was in a cemetery in this super tall building, which kind of gave me the Weasley house vibes.
Yeah.
And so then they finally found it in there, but when they found it, they brought some people. So they basically had to bring a squad that Violet didn't want to bring. They had to bring like the Aura girl, which we
don't like
hate
her.
the Aura
We
girl.
hate her.
And so she was like technically one level above. She was like seniority to Violet, and so Violet was like, "You need to chill," because she was like freaking out because all the actual leaders went into the building to go look for this artifact, and so Violet and Aura stayed back. But Aura was like on edge and like freaking out, and a literal glass bottle rolled down the road, which yes, technically that was kind of creepy.
It was a little creepy.
It was a
But
little creepy.
still, not enough to like go crazy over it.
And she was already hands raised, like her signet was like ready to go. Like she was
Which-
like shooting off flames from her fingers already.
Which
like,
it's important to note that they specifically said do not use your signet because that'll attract the venom because there was no power left in this land. So if they had used their signet, it'd be like signaling to the venom that there's power and they would want to come back here.
yeah, it basically would be like a magnet to them. Like
Right.
Yeah.
So the fact that she like saw this bottle and instantly was like, "Oop, fire!"
Yeah. And so
is a
then
problem.
Violet's like, I need you to stop. I need you to put your signet away, like now. And she's like, no way. It's not worth it. And she's like, Violet's like, it was a glass bottle. So then someone walks out of the door, and she like immediately has a panic attack and just literally flame throws the entire building. And then it turns out to be like the Garrett? No. Gardy?
It starts with a G.
Just something,
Starts with a G.
but he was the one who like poisoned Violet in Iron Flame.
Yeah, the
so
one who took away like
her bond
her
thing.
bond to Taryn.
Yeah, so we already didn't like him. So essentially, she scorched the shit out of him, and low-key, it was really funny. And he comes out, he's like screaming, and then Violet's trying to put it out with like Violet was
she,
trying
like,
to put
took
it out
out
with her
her
jacket, and
jacket.
she's like,
Yeah.
help. And then basically all of the buildings start getting set on fire. All of them. And like down this huge like basically brick road, there's like buildings on both sides, and they all just start catching on fire.
Yeah.
And
And
so
there was a lot of wind and stuff, and all the buildings
were like
essentially
dry.
just wood. Yeah.
And so then they start running because this guy, the guy with the G, he's dead. He's gone. He's long gone. Thank God. So then they all start running toward the town square because in this tiny little alleyway, the dragons cannot land to like pick up their people. They can't even like get low enough to like claw them up. So then they're running to town square. They're like talking to their dragons like, we're on our way. And then all of a sudden, Mira gets picked up, and then Aura's about to go next, and then Taryn's like, we are not alone. And then she's like, okay, well, Aura's going next. And then Violet literally goes, hey, we're not the only ones in the sky. Like, there's other things.
Yep.
And Aura's like, no, I gotta get out of here. I gotta get out of here. Because she's a stupid bitch, and always the scared ones that don't listen get killed first. They always get killed first in the movies, in the books, in fantasy books, everywhere.
And in this case, I'm okay with it. I'm okay that she died.
Oh no, I didn't even shed a tear. I was actually kind of giggling. Because she gets picked up. They're like, oh, a claw comes down to like pick her up. Yeah. Which also to me is kind of stupid because like at the same time, like if you think about it realistically, but realistically in the sense of this book, like wouldn't she be talking to her dragon and her dragon would be like, hey, I'm not there yet?
That's what I was thinking. Like, did she not have a good connection with him or her?
I don't know. But like that, right? Like, don't you think that unless the dragon was like literally right there and the wyvern just like swooped in really fast?
Plus, if you also think about it, Violet is the only one whose dragon like picks her up using his claw. Every other dragon, like the riders are able to climb onto them.
So why would she expect to get scooped up?
Exactly. Like, it made no sense.
Yeah, so that part I'm like, she's stupid, but also I feel like the writing, like I feel like we could have come up with a better excuse because also I feel like that dragon, if the wyvern had literally shot right next to the dragon to like scoop in at the last minute to trick Aura or whatever to try to kill her, like why wouldn't her dragon kill it?
Right.
Like Scale did.
Yeah.
So like I think that is kind of a flaw. Like unless I'm missing something, I feel like that doesn't really make sense in that.
But I'm okay with it because again, I wanted her dead.
But it's fine. Yeah, it's just something I wanted to point out. Like I was like, not part of it.
I think the theory that Violet is connected to the dragon. Some people say that she's like has some relation to them. I don't know what it is, but she definitely has a deeper connection to the dragons than everybody else because they were going to was it an island? Is it an island?
It's called the Isle. Okay. I think it's more of like a beach town.
They were going to the Isle, and in the Isle there's no magic. And the moment that they flew out of the wards, everyone lost connection with their dragon. Everyone lost connection to their powers, but Violet. Violet could still talk to Taryn and Darna. They could hear each other. They had a connection, and like she saw everyone else landing around them, and like nobody else could talk to the dragon. No one else could communicate with them, but she could. And so I feel like that theory has some merit that she has a deeper connection to the dragons than anybody else.
That her dad was like, oh, bring Dane.
Yeah.
Taryn and Dane. Bring Dane.
Bring them. Yeah.
For like that Coveth language.
You're saying, listen, I read the first letter of these big words.
That's probably why you read so fast.
Well, because I can't say half these names.
I'm gonna try.
I do. And it just comes out like,
I do.
My brain is just like, that's how I read.
The meeting with the king,
I think
right?
this is a trap. It's not with the king. It's with the guy from the Isles.
Yeah. I think it's a trap too. It's 100% giving trap.
I think Halden going early on the boat and not like being
is also a trap.
Is also a trap, and he is doing some behind the scenes sneaky stuff there.
100% he's working with Theophany, and I wouldn't even be surprised if she shows up here.
Yeah.
I also have to read an excerpt really quick. That was my favorite before we move on. From Zaddy Zayden. Because let me just tell you about this man. Let me just tell you about this man. Because in the last two books, Zayden, he is a shadow wielder. And I'm mainly saying this for Danielle and all the other people who have not read this book and have no intention of reading this book. But Zayden is a shadow wielder, okay? He is a shadow daddy. But he is so strong of a shadow daddy. He could literally stand in the corner of a room, which he has done, and literally decapitated 8 people and hung 3 other people up by like choking them, all with shadows.
Hot.
Please. He killed 8 people and just stood there. He didn't even lift a finger. Anyway, so what I meant to say is that in the last 2 books, he wasn't really like sassy. Like he was funny and like yes, he had a little bit of sass to him. But he was more like broody. He didn't really talk a lot. Yeah. This one he's chatty. He's a chatty Cathy.
He's a chatty boy.
But I think part of that is Rebecca Yarros just like growing and like getting to know him better as a character. But also I think it's the I think it could be the venom, and like he's just much more like his emotions are a lot more heightened.
Well, and they were saying that.
Yeah, they were saying that it is. It's like
Yeah.
a consequence of it. And so like when he's jealous, and when he's angry, he's angry. He's not just like angry. Like he can't keep his cool anymore. And like honestly, that's the best thing that could have ever happened to him. Because let me read you. Basically goes in to Violet's room just for context and is like, Violet's ex shows up, which we don't even know anything about his ex. But her ex shows up and he like basically reaches for her at one point to like go like move the braid like off her shoulder, and all of a sudden Xaden is teaching a class, because by the way he's a professor now. He's teaching a class at this mat for like fighting and stuff, and he's on the other side, and all of a sudden he just shoots out a shadow, punches him so hard in the gut that he goes flying into a wall. Hot. And then walks over there and goes, just so you know, the shadows by your feet, I can hear everything you're saying. And basically says, this is wrong. And if you ever lay a hand on my girl, like, we're going to have a problem. So anyway, so then he shows up to her room and he goes, like, did you love him? And Violet's like, what? And he's like, did you love him? And she's like, I mean, I guess. I was like 18. I didn't know what love was. So I guess in that case, yeah, I loved him. And he's like, oh my God. And then she goes, holy shit, you're actually jealous. And he says, yes, love, I'm jealous. I'm jealous of the armor that holds you when I can't. The sheets on your bed that caress your skin every night. And the blades that feel your hands. So when the prince of our realm walks into my classroom and starts talking to the woman I love with what can only be considered intense familiarity, and then has the audacity to ask her out right in front of me, naturally, I'm going to get jealous. He brings our bodies flush. And put him into a wall, Violet says, by the way. I told you I would. Back in Orisha, remember, right after I put you on my throne and spread those beautiful thighs.
My house, my throne, my woman.
That scene was iconic, and you need to read the second book if you I'm not gonna sit that one word for you. I won't spoil that amazing moment for you. He literally he got better in this book. He has like moved up in my favorite MMCs in this book.
Yeah, I love him.
Yeah.
Love him.
Why is he acting so weird?
What do you mean?
Xaden. He's literally acting like Harry Potter when he takes the liquid luck medicine and he's all happy-dappy, friggin' weird, and then out of character, and also asks about Violet and Dane in their childhood, which he would never do. I feel like something's very obviously going on. Because even if he was just back to normal Xaden, he would never ask that.
I guess.
I think something's up.
Okay, yeah, he is being really weird.
So, right. For sure. It's 7 o'clock in the morning. I meant to update you a little bit earlier because you see what happened was it was literally 3:50 a.m. and I was around 75% of the way done with the book, which is like great. Cool. Then I got to the point where I was reading horizontally and I kept waking up to having fallen asleep reading horizontally. Yeah, so I set another alarm for 30 minutes. I woke up to that and I said 30 more minutes and I did that again. And then the last time that I woke up, I said, I have an alarm for 7 a.m. every morning. So I was like, I'll just wake up at 7 a.m. on my 7 a.m. alarm. Because I was so tired. First of all, I was dreaming about Fourth Wing. Okay? I literally dreamt that I was Violet in Onyx Storm. Okay? This is how much I was involved in this book for so long.
I was doing the same thing.
Wait, did you really?
In my head, I was like, oh, we have to go get Rick.
Yeah. And I was like, this is not healthy. I need more sleep. And today I forgot, because I am literally so smart, that I scheduled a hair appointment. So we're running on 3 hours of sleep because I did wake up at 7. Shanique also woke up at 7. Shanique also basically fell asleep around the same time and did the same thing. We found out some cool stuff about Andarna, but I need coffee before we can chat and update at least up to the point where we left. So let's take a little, I don't know if driving is the smartest decision, but let's go get Dunkin' because I tried ordering it on the app or on the Uber Eats app, and there's like 2 options for flavors, and I'm not paying Uber Eats prices for 2 options of coffee flavors. Hi, we're at Dunkin'. Well, we're in line. Okay. Okay, Andarna. Oh, that part literally ripped out my heart and shattered it into a million pieces. No, not only Andarna, but also then all hopes for Xaden. And then Xaden was crushed at the same time. Yep. Okay, so basically Andarna is like this baby dragon that's like actually very unique, very special, and we need her. Yes. And her family left a long time ago. Like her family as in like her kind. So there's all these dragons that live in the Vale, and they're all different species, but like of dragon, but like they're all essentially, they still all live in the Vale, but her kind literally went and just, they said,
like 800 years ago, something
so
like that.
long ago. Yeah. So Andarna is now a teenager in this book, and we've been with her since she was a baby, and now she's like on this hunt to try to find her family. One, because she wants to find her like kind, and she wants to know more about like her kind and her family, and because she's literally the only one. And then 2 is because she was able to cure
the ward stone. Like they needed her kind for the ward.
I ended up finding them on this like random isle in basically like a random ass island. They came across us, and they can like camouflage, and like they basically showed up like just out of thin air because they were camouflaged and you didn't see them. All of a sudden you just saw teeth and like claws.
Yep.
And you were like, oh shit,
They're here.
And basically they're kind of called feather tails, because they have like little feathery tails. And so they show and they pull up to Andarna essentially, and Violet is there, and who else is with her?
Riddick.
Is it Riddick who's with her? And Riddick's there too, another person from their group, and they start asking her a ton of questions. And so this Miss Ma'am just goes ham and just lays out her entire life story, which I was like, that's not a good idea.
Yeah, we should not do that. But also, one note about Andarna is that when she bonded with Violet didn't know she was a baby.
Yeah, because babies aren't supposed, so when they bond, they essentially like pick their human that they connect to, and the dragons can like give them powers, and which is called like their signet. They can talk to their riders and stuff.
Yeah.
And so like if one of them dies, potentially the dragon could die too, and if the dragon dies, the rider dies.
Yeah.
And so they like bond to them, but she was a baby, so she isn't technically supposed to bond.
No, because usually like the main dragon for like their species says like who's allowed to bond that year.
Yep.
But because Andarna is the only one of her kind, no one could stop her from going and bonding with a rider.
Yeah. And so
she like tells them her entire life story, including the fact that she bonded when she was a baby, and that she gave Violet like access to her powers when she was still,
which they have different powers when they're juveniles versus when they're adults.
Yeah.
And essentially Violet used Andarna's power when Andarna was still a baby, and Andarna let her. I don't know if the baby even has power over letting or not letting, but essentially
she did give it to her.
Yeah. Hold on. Pause, please. I don't know. What do you want? Hot chocolate?
Yeah.
Medium?
Yep. And then...
Good morning. Thank you for choosing Dunkin'. How can I help you?
Hi. Can I have a medium hot chocolate? And then can I have a medium caramel latte, an iced latte?
A medium iced latte with caramel, okay.
And then can I also have that with sweet cold foam on top?
Okay.
That's it.
All right, you told $10.98, the first window.
Thank you. So it's like looked down upon for them to bond. Nonetheless, like basically for her to use Andarna's powers, because essentially she drained Andarna.
Yep.
And Andarna had to go into this sleep. Hold on. And Darna essentially got drained, and she had to go into this sleep. And apparently, this sleep she went into early, which they mentioned in this book that I don't think I remembered from the last books, that she went into it early, meaning like prematurely. So that's why her development, she's like missing certain muscles in her wings.
Yeah, so she can't carry a rider.
Yeah, she's like permanently smaller and like weaker than like the average dragon. One moment.
Exactly. Gave me a large.
Huh? That's a medium, honey.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Their medium usually is like this big.
She was telling them her whole life story. They literally were like, so we need to talk about this really quick.
Yeah.
And they turned around, they went into the fucking ocean to talk about it. And then they came back out, and they were like, 3 of them like flew up and the other 3 stayed. And they were like, so
It's a no from us, basically.
it's not gonna happen, babes.
Because Darna was obviously telling them about how like they were using her powers to like fight the venom and like do all these cool stuff, which she thought was so cool. But to them, that was like horrifying because their kind is a peaceful kind or whatever. And the reason that they left Andarna behind was so that she would be able to like hatch eventually and give them an update on how humans are and if they've become like a peaceful society.
She was like an experiment, essentially.
Yeah. But like obviously there's always going to be fighting. There's never going to be like a perfectly peaceful society. And for a second, one of the dragons was like almost on her side.
Only because she like finds out that Violet was like, oh, I didn't know she was a baby. And they're
Yeah.
like, oh, you didn't know she was a baby? And like, she's like, of course I didn't know she was a baby. Babies don't bond typically in our society and blah, blah, blah.
Right.
And so also they were saying that she was an abomination and she was basically a weapon because she had scorpion tail, which I think is just like spikes on her tail.
Yep.
Instead of feather tail, which is essentially she said she gets to choose what type of tail she wants.
Yeah, I
Which
don't know how that
I
works, but-
didn't even know that was a thing.
And also they did confirm that we've seen Violet's second signet.
Yes, because at the end of the chapter, they were like, oh, and so so they look at Taryn and they're like, you gave her lightning. And so like, that is one of her signets, I guess, is literally just lightning.
Yeah.
And then they look at Andarna and they're like, and you know what you did. Like, you didn't know what you did. You know
Yeah.
what you gave her. And then that's it. That's all we got. And I was like, hello?
Like what did we give her?
And then Violet literally goes, wait, what do they mean, Andarna? And then the conversation just moves on.
Yeah.
And she does this multiple times throughout the book. It
Yeah.
pisses me off.
I hope in the last 25% it tells us. But Xaden comes back and the one dragon that like almost believed them looked at Xaden and saw that he was Venom because like his eyes turned red for a second. And when she saw him, she was like, oh, absolutely not.
She literally said abomination, red eyes.
Yeah.
And so I was like, did he just
I think it was
or
when-
did they use magic to like pull it out of him? Because as soon as
yeah.
they left, it
Because
disappeared.
it happened right when he heard like that ringing.
Yeah.
That would allow him to like listen to the dragon's
Yep.
thing. So I feel like when that happened, it like reveals
exposed-
something about you.
It
Yeah.
exposed his like venomness.
And extra tea, Riddick still didn't know that he was Venom.
He was like one of the only people in that squad that
Yeah,
didn't know.
so that's like when he found out, and obviously he was very upset
And
to
he
not
was
be in the know.
We also find out, because then Andarna's like, okay, well, you don't want me in your family. She's like, but we could cure venom and like get rid of this plague that like is plaguing the earth and causing for it to not be peaceful.
Yeah.
And they're like, there's no cure. And she's like, what do you mean there's no cure? She's like, well, they literally need us for that. Like,
Yeah,
the
because-
only thing.
Andarna is the only person or the only dragon that was able to like fully like just zap a venom out, right?
Yeah.
And so she just assumed like, oh, if I can do that, there's probably more than I could do.
Yeah.
But
And we
apparently
can
not.
like get rid of them. And they're like, there's literally no cure for saving people.
Yeah.
And then she's like, well, but like if they traded, you know, because basically a venom is a person who pulls power directly from the earth. And so that essentially is like a big no-no. And like essentially over time, the more you pull, the less control you have over it. And you just like, it becomes like addicting and you don't even think about doing it. It just happens. And then eventually you like kind of become more like a soul. The more you do it, the more you become like a soldier to like the higher up. venom people, like mages and
Maves and
Maves and sages or whatever. And so basically she's like, well, if they traded with like the earth, like for their soul or something, like I'm sure it could come back. And they're like, that's not how that works. Every time you pull from the earth, you literally, a part of your soul dies. Like you literally slowly die as you pull from the earth.
Yeah.
Because there's no trade. That is like the trade.
That is the trade.
Is
yeah.
like you pull from
you
the
get
earth,
power, but you lose your soul.
You lose your soul, and you're like dying because you're pulling from the earth, and so you need a, equal balance, I guess. And so we found out at the same time Zayden did that essentially he's low key dying. And he's already pulled 3 different times, as far as we know.
There's something fishy going on here,
There's something fishy happening.
and there's a lot of silver happening.
Yeah. So we're gonna keep reading. I have 2.5 hours left of this book. And Darna just left. She just got up. She just left. What? I'm gonna finish this book and then we'll discuss after, because right now I can't physically stop. I need to know what happens. Rebecca. How could you do this to me and think that it was like a fun, cute little idea? Because how are we gonna end the book this way? How? And apparently you're not releasing another book until 2027. Until 2027. Right. Do you know you cannot do this? Because it's been a couple days since I finished this book, because I needed some time to gather my thoughts, to look up theories, and let's just say that I am not okay. I have been in a depressed mood. I have been in such a low mood since finishing this book that I literally needed to go to Disney World to cheer myself up. That's how bad it was. That's how bad it was, Rebecca. Right, so right. So I don't even know what to say. I don't even have words. Where do we even start? Maybe at the fact that we just ended with Violet and Zayden getting married 12 hours ago, and then she didn't remember anything and basically woke up from a blackout? Or how about we talk about the fact that Andarna left and showed up last minute? Or we could talk about the fact that Zayden pulled from the earth and literally almost became full venom, but part of him stopped because Violet whispered "I love you" down the bond at the very last moment, and so that part of warmth is with him, but it's locked and sealed behind a frozen door. Right. Or we could talk about the fact that another member of the found family is now venom. Yep. Okay, so I have done my share of theory searching, because let's be so for real right now. I read with no brain cells on. I know I've already talked about this, but I read with no brain cells on. So you already know when I finished that book, I was in complete and utter disbelief. My one theory that I had ending this book, the one singular thought I was able to come up with on my own, was that I thought it was Dane. I thought it was Dane who had become venom. Right, let's also just quickly talk about the fact that it literally ends with someone talking about something, and at the very bottom of the page, and then it's just the acknowledgements, right? I know we all turned the page and we said, I'm sorry, my book is missing something, because it clearly cannot end like this. I'm at the pass, plucking Wyvern off one by one, listening with satisfaction as their bodies hit the ground in front of the people she loves. I stream up the cliffside, fall back at the magic that burns to the touch, and surge north. I love you. Violet's voice cracks the cold, and a silken thread of warmth wedges itself in the opening before it seals shut, locking it in place. No, wait. I grab for the thread with desperate hands clawing to keep her as more of my pieces are blown away, lost to the void. She is warmth and light and air and love. My shadows consume the valley she stands in, dagger bared, defending Taryn from the same style of net that caught Scale. I shove the maven to the ground, regardless of her rank, then slide over Violet with a gentleness that takes all my concentration. I love her. That is the emotion I cling to, the fire of pure power burning at the feeling's edges, and I know if I take it any further, it will be the next and final piece to float away. I bare my teeth and yank my hand from the ground, gasping for a full breath as my heart thunders. Will you forsake me now? I ask, walking over Baron's unconscious body. I'd kill him if I could. Fuck, I thought I had. I wonder how many initiates feel the same about their sage. At least one that I know of. But beyond the physical impossibility of it, he has something I need. And I'm no longer an initiate. Meaning he has just leveled himself up as a venin. Holy... What is there left of you to forsake? Scale lowers her head and steam gusts down the canyon, reminding me of the moment she found me in the forest at threshing. You tell me. I lower the ice and let her in. Her next breath is laced with sulfur and her eyes widen. You cannot mean to. You saw what happened. It is the only way. She glances over her shoulder. And you think she'll help? She loves me. Taryn does not, and you haven't looked in a mirror yet. The red veins branching from your eyes look like her lightning. She'll help. It comes out with a hell of a lot more certainty than I feel. She promised. Even if she agrees, no one will. Someone owes me a favor. He'll never let you near her. Her tail flicks, especially while she lies in an invulnerable state. Is she hurt? Yes. So let me tell you exactly what is actually happening here in the conversation, because you're getting a lot of like, I'm sorry, what's even going on? Because same. So he said, you saw what happened. It's the only way, and you'll think she'll help. She loves me. Blah blah blah. Even if she agrees to, no one will dash. What Scale is telling Xaden, Scale is Xaden's dragon, is saying that no one will marry you to, because he's asking to marry Violet. And then Violet just wakes up, and essentially, in this one chapter that's left, she wakes up to find out that she's married to Xaden. She's married to Xaden. Xaden is gone. And Imogen, which is one of the found family members, has completely erased the last 12 hours of her memory. So she has no idea what happened. All she knows is she's married. So this we can only think she did to protect Xaden. She did this to protect Xaden because people would use her to get to him. So Xaden said that it was someone who he didn't expect, which again, I thought it would have been Dane. But then he said that it was someone who he wouldn't expect, but who has also known about him being a Venin since it happened. The only people aside from Violet who knew he was Venin from when it first happened was Garrick and Bodhi. Bodhi is the next in line for Tyrandor as Duke, which is like Xaden's cousin. And so Bodhi's dragon got really messed up, had slits on, a huge scar, like open gash on his chest. The wings of his dragon were like had holes in it. And so you would think that when he said, oh, he saw someone like past the past the Maeve or Sage, when he saw past him and he saw another of his brother, he saw another brother, basically someone turned Venin. He saw that the dragon was like down on the ground. So then you would think like, oh, it was obviously the damaged dragon, Bodhi's dragon, so it was Bodhi. But the other thing is, I feel like if he said it was someone he didn't expect, I feel like it would be Garrick, because Garrick has been against the whole Venin thing from the very beginning. Not like he has a choice, but he's so anti-Venin and like doesn't really have high hopes for it. And then in the middle of the battle, Garrick literally goes, we're just not strong enough. And then he keeps talking about how, oh, even if he wanted to fly, he couldn't, meaning his dragon might already be down for the count. And is essentially, at one point, he literally just goes, it's just not enough, and then sighs, and then he disappears. And so I think he pulled from the earth, and I think it was Garrick. Okay, Violet's second signet. I literally shat on this so hard. I was like, this is the lamest thing to ever exist. Essentially, she's a dream walker. So she's a form of Tintic where she can essentially go into people's dreams. And I'm like, that is the lamest thing. Because during the whole scene with Andarna, when she met the rest of her family, they were literally like, and you know what second signet you gave her. Meaning, like, it was so dangerous that even in the book, Violet was like, well, I thought this was going to be dangerous. Well, in one of the last moments one of the last times she ends up dream walking, she's dream walking in Xaden's dream, but there's another Maeve there. Every time there's a Venin that has a power, then the same good guy essentially has a power. So like once Xaden turned bad, his powers as shadow wielding, a new cadet ended up developing shadow wielding powers. And so to every bad, there's always a good in terms of balance. So if there's a Venin that can dream walk, then this is like Violet is the balance for that dream walker. And so I think, and other people online think that Venin is also a dreamwalker who is basically, he was like choking Xaden out, and at one point she was literally able to manipulate the dream, and Xaden got really scared when she was in there. And I think that other people were saying that she can actually kill people in their dreams and they just die in their sleep, and then there's no trace of her. And that brought it down from shitty second signet to the like coolest, most badass power that she can go into people's dreams and literally just kill them. What? That's crazy. Okay. Anyway, I cannot wait till 2027. So you will be seeing a lot more reading vlogs. If you enjoyed this one, let me know, because you will be seeing more whether you liked it or not, because I need to think about other things. I'm already reading 2 books because I physically am not okay. So yeah, let me know if you liked this. We can read along to more books and do more book content if that's something you like, because that's something I love. I'm so glad we were able to cry, laugh, and go into complete distress together. Let me know in the comments if you have theories. Let me know what other theories you have. I want to know. So anyway, I'll just be here crying. Okay, bye.